Former UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson could be seen apologising at hearings with lawmakers on Wednesday. He was heard saying that hand on heart he wasn't lying to the Parliament over lying regarding breaking the COVID-19 protocols of the lockdown. Now, the Parliament's Committee of Privilege has been investigating Johnson's involvement in misleading the House of Commons in a series of statements he had made about these parties. It was this Partygate scandal that led to the ultimate downfall of the former Prime Minister after evidence had emerged showing him in attendance of these alcohol-fueled gatherings. This is what went down during the latest hearing of this case.
I don't trust him. I don't think many people do. I think he's proven himself to be a liar. I don't trust him at all.
I think the latter. I think he's a hypocrite, and I don't think people are ready to forgive him because of what happened during the pandemic.
Well, I think he's already past it politically, to be honest. Given I haven't seen the evidence that's been released today, but everything's pointing towards him being torn apart. Hopefully.
I think there's also a lot of loyal Tories that won't bat an eyelid at him being reinstated, and maybe after his less than 10-day suspension he'll be back at it.
At the time, I respected the decision the police reached, and I offered an unreserved apology. But for the avoidance of doubt, Mr. Speaker, at the moment that happened, there was a full investigation by a very senior civil servant. The findings of which confirmed that I had no advance knowledge about what had been planned, having arrived early for a meeting.
As you've just said, there were a number of days over a period of 20 months when gatherings took place in Downing Street that went past the point where they could be said to be necessary for work purposes. That was wrong. I bitterly regret it. I understand public anger, and I continue to apologise for what happened on my watch, and I take full responsibility. But as you've just said, Chair, the purpose of this inquiry is not to reopen so-called Partygate. It is to discover whether or not I lied to Parliament, wittingly misled colleagues and the country about what I knew and believed about those gatherings when I said that the rules and the guidance had been followed at number 10. I am here to say to you, hand on heart, that I did not lie to the House. When those statements were made, they were made in good faith and on the basis of what I honestly knew and believed at the time. When this inquiry was set up, I was completely confident that you would find nothing to show I knew or believed anything else, as indeed you have not.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Will the Prime Minister tell the House whether there was a party in Downing Street on the 13th of November?
Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, no, but I'm sure that whatever happened, the guidance was followed and the rules were followed at all times.
The entire world agrees that we do need to end this conflict, but are we in store for virtually an endless war, because neither side would want to give up any territorial claims?
Where is our diaspora, and how are such radicals able to raise funds in Western nations when it is a fact that such funds are used for anti-India operations?
Under Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Parliament has broken all records of productivity. But this time around we see there is a standoff.
Gypsy Barao just is just a defense. He should stand up and say that I apologize, I made a mistake.
Yes, removing security outside the High Commission is fair enough, but it's not like the protests have stopped, and it's not like the British authorities are trying to stop these protests.